My favorite way to travel is to jump on a plane and go somewhere completely new. For the next week, Rachel and I are going to be traveling around Vietnam. This is a new place that neither of us have been to before and somewhere that we've always wanted to go. This country is on the eastern edge of mainland Southeast Asia, and it's home to some of the most incredible landscapes all up and down the coastline. So our goal is to immerse ourselves in this place and discover what makes it so special. Hey guys, what is going on?
I'm wearing your clothes, that's what's going on.
So we are now in Vietnam. Can I have a beer? Look at this, Vietnamese beer, delicious. Rachel's bag didn't make it to Vietnam, so at the moment she's wearing my clothes.
I went shopping in your bag.
Yeah, how is it? Can you do a little spin? Yeah, that's right. So it is day one here in Vietnam. We're gonna go do a little walking tour. Something we learned in Ecuador was that on the first day, you gotta go do a walking tour of whatever city you're in. And most cities have a free walking tour. So we have a local college student who's going to take us around and show us, you know, some of the cool sights and some of the stuff about the city that we probably have no idea. Get some delicious Vietnamese food. But check this out. So we are at the Intercontinental in Hanoi, which was actually not bad. We booked this entire thing off points. One of the things that you got to do even if you're traveling and like have no plan is the first time you get into a city, you just got to book yourself a nice hotel for the first couple days. Just makes life so much easier. Get in, deal with the jet lag, deal with all that good stuff, have a little relax. But then from there, we're jumping on buses and all that. So first day, Vietnamese beer. We're gonna go explore the city. Apparently it's nuts.
Hey guys, I'm here with Tony for Hanoi Free Tours by Foot. Where are we gonna go today, Tony?
So today we're gonna go to the Hanoi Heritage House and we're gonna go to the Long Bien Bridge and we're gonna get the bánh mì, which is like a bread in Vietnam.
What about beer?
Yeah, beer, of course. We're gonna go to the bar.
Cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
So this is the kitchen.
Yeah, sure. Not just for cooking, it's also for have a ghost or something. His name is Dao.
Okay, so we're just leaving the traditional heritage house. Basically, Tony took us through and explained how they used to build these traditional houses and kind of how the family lived. Learned a lot about just Vietnamese culture in general. A great way to kind of get a sense of what life is like at home when you're in Vietnam, at least the traditional way. It's obviously a little bit different now. Now we're headed on to the next thing, which hopefully is a banh mi. So right now we are going through a traditional temple. So this temple is over 1,000 years old. It was built in the 9th century. And I guess there was a bunch of fires in the city over the years and it's always missed this area. So there's a lot of history in this one temple.
Do you still remember where is it? Okay, here.
So we're walking through the old quarter. There's like a bunch of families that live down through this. We couldn't really film because it was pitch black, but it's essentially a bunch of different families. They just live throughout these really tiny, narrow alleyways. Oh, crossing.
We have to follow the Vietnamese man.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's just crossing. Don't be fast.
Don't be fast.
Don't be fast. They will move around you.
The market?
So this is the oldest market?
Yeah.
So now we're in the center of the market.
So if I don't get my suitcase, this is where I'm gonna get stuff. Uống cơm né né.
Wow. Where are we going next?
Where are we going?
Yeah, we are going to the Long Biên Bridge.
Ah, yes, we wanted to do this. This was on my list.
This is definitely like the way to go when you get here to check out the city. We've seen so much that we would have never seen if we had just done this on our own. Because like, there's so many just little nooks and crannies that he's given us a little culture, a little history, a little bit about how the city kind of works. So it's definitely the way to start off a new place like this. That is a big thing when you're traveling, is just understanding how things work in a local area. And also we get a tour guide to the places that we want to see. Take some cool photos.
On anything. Is the train coming? No.
Your guess is as good as mine. When the train coming here, we still have some guy who wants to yell, "Oh, coming back here! The train is coming!" So it's better.
Aha. No whistle?
We're just walking along the train track. If there's a train coming, there's just a guy over there that yells. That's about it. You don't want to walk on the holes, you want to walk on the wood planks. So this was built, this used to be the longest bridge out there. There's apparently no train coming, but you never know. City is very crazy. But we are getting banh mi. This is supposed to be the best.
Spot.
This is the best spot?
Yeah, the best.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's our first banh mi in Vietnam. So, high hopes.
I want my girl clothes.
So we're at the spot where like you see all the train photos from Vietnam. So this is like that one alleyway where the train comes through and there's all the houses. And what's crazy though is these houses here are $15 a month, and it's essentially just a bed and then you get a shared bathroom for a group of people. And just that's how a lot of people here are living. And you make the money and you can send the money back home and things like that. So, but the train comes about 12 times a day and everyone has to move when it does. All right, so we just got to the lake. The lake here in Hanoi is a beautiful lake. It's sunset, so good time to get some photos. There's some famous bridge here. We're gonna take a photo. We had plans to get a photo of Rachel wearing, you know, a nice dress. She had something specific planned for this. Get an awesome photo, but her luggage is still missing. So we'll probably just get a photo of the bridge, but it is what it is. We'll probably still get some good photos. What are you saying back here?
We're working on railroad.
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 No, not.
Railroad.
Railroad.
What's that? Your bag made it. It's a very long day, but Rachel's bag made it. Are you happy? We just got back to our room.
My bag's here!
Rachel's bag's here. It made it.
I still want to wear your clothes though. I'm really comfy.
She's just gonna wear that to dinner, just because. So this is our room at the Intercontinental. Check it out. This is our room. Rachel's making. Yeah, I know it's a mess. We're charging things. There's Rachel. Can you show me those clothes again? It's nice. And that's our bed. It's a mess. We got.
I didn't pack anything because I just got.
There's that bag. Yeah. Here's our waterfall shower. Every room is equipped with a waterfall shower. We have AC. That is probably one of the biggest things. So, impressions on Hanoi. This was our first time here.
We saw
Hanoi. Hanoi is crazy. Like, people zipping in and out. Like, I don't know. There was just so many things about the city that was
our tour guide was amazing. If we didn't have him, I mean, we learned so much today. Like,
yeah, if we didn't have our tour guide, I couldn't imagine doing the city any other way. Just because he explained how so many things worked. Even just like the simple things, crossing the road or ordering or like things that just, you know, when you get to a city in a foreign country, you just don't know how things operate. So like we would have ran across the street. We probably would have gotten hit. When you just walk slowly, nobody hits you.
We're going to put Tony's email below. You can hit him up. He's a second-year student at the university, chemistry
student.
English is amazing. He's so cool. And by the time you guys come out here, it'll be even better. But he's
only been speaking English for a year, but he's completely fluent. It was great. Basically, he took us around. It's a free walking tour. You got a tip on these free walking tours just because these people are taking time to do this, and you really get a slice of what life is like here. So we learned about him and his family a ton, just about Vietnam in general, some history, some culture, all that good stuff. It was a good first day way to start. Finally, we started a trip like this and started it right, learning about how things work.
That's the way to do it. Walk around, do a free walking tour.
Yeah, instead of doing it on the last day like we did in Ecuador. Whoops. Okay, I think it's time for...
I got eaten alive.
She did get eaten alive. I think it's time to go eat.
Bombing number 2.
Maybe the jet lag's hitting me. I don't know.
No.
Hey guys, what is going on? Rach, what are you doing over there? So we are going to another part of Vietnam today. One day in Hanoi, day 2, hey look, it's fogging up. It's hot here. Day 2, we're heading to Ha Long Bay, which is one of the things you just have to do when you come to Vietnam because it's beautiful, it's amazing. You take this cruise ship. It's not a cruise ship, it's a boat. Take a boat all around the bay, and then you basically, I don't know, explore.
You're used to saying cruise ship from Royal Caribbean.
I know, I keep saying ship because of Royal Caribbean, but it's okay. Are you excited? So we get a private car. I mean, there's no one in here yet, but it's just basically us in like this nice van being shuttled. It's about a 4-hour drive, is it?
Yikes.
Ugh, it's a long drive. So it's gonna be about 4 hours going through countryside, which would be cool to see. And then we get on the ship, we get on the boat, and then we're gonna go check out the bay. So that's what the plan is. Bay. I think this should be fun today. We just got into registration before we get on the boat. This is absolutely nuts. There's a lot of people here. This is probably one of the most popular things to do in Vietnam, for sure. So I'm doing the traditional egg coffee. They put egg in coffee somehow. I don't know. It's something you're supposed to get when you're in Hanoi, and I'm doing it. We're doing it here. Okay, as you can hear, this is nuts. This is like Disneyland of, I don't know. When you're coming in, there's always like dilapidated roller coasters and stuff actually, so it is a very interesting area. I'd like to go walk around, but I don't think we have time. You like my shirt? I thought it was very fitting for, you know, Vietnam. So this is eggs, milk, put into some paste, and then mixed with coffee, and I don't know. Wow, okay, that is amazing. That's probably one of the more delicious coffees I've had. By the way, their money is in like hundreds of thousands. So this was like $1 and it was like $80,000. I just got change of 400,000. You want to try some egg coffee?
It tastes like it's eggnog.
Tastes like eggnog?
With coffee. Can I have it?
So we booked one of the nicest cruises here in Ha Long Bay. Rachel found it. It's pretty amazing. So we're gonna do our welcome lunch, I guess, hang out, and then we're gonna go get our room and explore the boat. got to our room. Rachel's just laying there.
I can see everything you can see that on the porch from inside.
It's so hot out there. So this is our beautiful luxury room for the day, the night. It's actually not bad. It's you know, we got a nice king size bed. We got a nice view. We got a deck, a little area to hang out, sit, bathroom, all that good stuff is over there. But this is, I mean, we just started and the view's pretty incredible. Okay, so we just got to our first spot, our first docking, and there's people in rowboats that are coming up to the boat, the big ship, the one that we're on, and they have beers, Pringles, wine, all this good stuff, and they take a net and you put cash in the net and they give you beers. This is so good. Yeah.
Put the money in? Ready? It's okay? Okay.
What'd you come out with?
Beer.
It's nuts when you bring your cameras out, it gets all fogged up.
We're gonna get smaller.
That's kind of ridiculous. You can get beers.
We getting one?
How funny is that? That is so good. So we just pulled up to Sunsuck Cave. As you can see, like all the boats just pull up right here. It's pretty nuts. This is, look how many people are here. It's insane. So we are with a group and we're gonna go explore this cave. This is definitely like overwhelming. It's just, there's so much going on here. Whoa. Whoa. We are definitely just walking in like an entire pack of people. Oh, there's another pack coming behind me. That one has a flag. There is 100 steps from the bottom to the top, which isn't that bad, but when you put this many people on it, it just makes it a couple steps, stand, a couple steps, stand. This is crazy, but at least it chilled out on this side a little bit. It's so cool. It's such a big cave, but the amount of people here is a little much. All right, we just got it back on the boat. That was a lot. That was pretty extreme, just crazy crowded. Now we're going to the next stop, and there's going to be some kayaking, maybe something with pearls. I don't know, but it's so, I haven't been this hot in a long time. It's just like basically sitting in a sauna, but you're outside, like drenched head to toe. I think I just jumped in a pool. Check this out. This is the room. Alright, so we've been chilling up here on the upper deck, just kind of enjoying the views, and there's a giant lightning thunderstorm coming in. There's like lightning hitting all the little mountains. This is nuts. Maybe it will just stay over there, and then we'll go that way, because it's definitely a little nicer that way. I think it's happy hour time, and watch the storm from downstairs. Rain stopped, It was nuts for a while, but it's finally cooled off a little bit, chilled out. And now we're just sitting, like, there's all these boats out here. Got a nice sunset going on over there. We're just gonna chill in this bay. There's a cooking class, there's dinner. Tomorrow morning we're gonna get up early, try to catch sunrise. There's a hike that gets you above Halong Bay, and that's one of those things that we want to do. So we're gonna go do that. Good morning, guys. It is beautiful out here on Halong Bay. First things first is get some coffee, but I got up, shot some beautiful footage, some stock footage to sell of Halong Bay because it's got some amazing sights. I've just been kind of hanging out shooting footage all morning, but now it's time for coffee and then hike. One thing that really sucks when you go to places like this, I mean, it's obviously really cool to see, but with the amount of people that are in Halong Bay now, you just look in the water and it's all like trash. Like there's a diaper floating right there. There's like some cups over there, some like styrofoam cups. And it's just, you know, they tell you that you don't even necessarily want to swim in the water because it's so gross with all the boats and all the pollution. And it's just, you know, the more that places get discovered and the more that people like go and the more that we create content like this, the more it's basically setting us up to destroy these beautiful places. So it's always something to keep in mind when you're traveling is, you know, doing things and being conscious about it and not trashing, not polluting, just not trying to be a little more eco-friendly because there's a lot of people out there that want to go explore these places. There's a lot to go see and do, and if we don't take care of things, if we don't preserve it, then it's all going to get destroyed and it's just going to be a mess. So something to keep in mind while you're traveling out there. All right, it looks like our boat was one of the first ones onto the island, but we're gonna try to run up to the top before everyone else, because look, we're basically alone on the path. Hightail it up to the summit and hopefully get some photos, a nice view, be alone for a little bit before the craziness starts.
We were the first up here and 5 minutes later.
I'm so glad we were the first ones up there. It was lap 2. It's like there was no one on this trail before, and now it's just solid people. Oh man, you wouldn't be able to get a photo at that point. Definitely you gotta make sure on the first boat over here. Just the reality of these like popular places now is everyone else wants to take the same photos. So apparently this is the only island in Halong Bay where you can stop, you can swim, you can do hiking and all that. The rest of them are not like that, so this is pretty much the one where everyone stops, every boat stops. Everyone goes swimming and get a little hiking. It's more of just a walking path with stairs, but it's a hike and it's about to get really nuts here. All right, so we just got back on the boat. We had some breakfast, and now we are just cruising along and heading back to port and to our next destination. This whole thing's like a factory. They just bring people in, they do the whole day trip. We do a little hiking in the morning, get back by 10. By noon, the next batch is on, and they do it again and again and again, and that's just how these boats operate. Pretty wild. I mean, it just shows how many people they have coming through this bay over and over and over. But gonna enjoy our last little cruising excursion with a view, some coffee, and then on to the next spot. Hey guys, what is going on? Today we are doing the lesser of the two touristy things to do here in, I don't even know where I am. I gotta figure this out.
It's a long way, take about 2.5 to 3 hours. Okay,
Hey guys, what is going on? I am on a raft going up a river with a lot of other people in rafts on the river. It's supposed to be the lesser of the two things to do here in Tamcock. So this is supposed to be like Halong Bay of the land. So similar kind of place, but we're taking a little riverboat, and then we need a life jacket apparently. What we're doing is taking a little rowboat, and this rowboat is going to be for the next 2-3 hours. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
We're going up the river with a bunch of other people. I was expecting just to show up, have some boats, and you jump in it, but this is like Disneyland of going up rivers and rowboats. Okay, so this trip is a series of caves just like this, and some temples kind of in between, but essentially you go from like cave to cave and just take the boat through them. It's all these crazy limestone caves. They have some lights in here, so that's nice. There's 3 different trips you can do. We decided to do the one that is more nature, more caves, more of that. The other ones looks pretty busy. Oh look, there's people coming the other way. Hello. Hello. Okay, so we got to our first stop. I think it's like a temple or something. But essentially it's just a snack shack. Got some waters. This was supposed to be the lesser touristy of these kind of activities in this area. So Tamcock has another area that does similar stuff. And this one is supposed to be like the hidden gem, kind of like less touristy. It's definitely not. It's kind of a repeat of what we did the other day with Halong Bay, where it's just tons and tons of people. Very aggressive, kind of rude. I mean, it's cool to see this. Don't get me wrong. This is amazing to see. This is really awesome. But just the commercialization, the touristy aspect of these kind of adventures just kind of destroys the whole feeling of it. I mean, I'm sure years ago, somebody came to this area, got a rowboat, and went up the river, and they're like, oh, this is so cool, and talked about it, and then more people came, and then et cetera, et cetera. Forward to today, you got, hate to say it, but people like me, vloggers and other people, Instagrammers, all that, posting about this so more people want to come, and it's just more and more, and eventually it'll get destroyed. But it's still really cool to see. Don't get me wrong, it's pretty awesome to be here. You look good in a dress. So this is what it's like to get that Instagram shot. You got to bring a dress with you, you find a spot, and you know, take a nice photo. Everyone else is over there taking photos of like the temple. Okay, so we seem to have got ahead of everyone else, and now we're just cruising through caves and the jungle by ourselves. There's absolutely no one here. Key is get here early because you want to miss the major rush. I mean, we still got here at like 7:30 and it's still busy. Get earlier than that, and then also choose number 1, the nature path, because less people are around here. I mean, look at this. All right, we just got off the boat and now they're going back for another run. It's like 3.5 hours when it's all said and done. A long time. And we were rowing the whole time with them. A few thousand boats, it's crazy. It's just a factory. They just cycle the boats through and jump on another group of people. We only had 2 on ours, but they have up to 5 on those boats. Okay, need some water. So one of the delicacies of this region is the goat meat. So everywhere you see goat pictures and just goats everywhere. We actually saw on the motorbike trip from where we just were to here, there was an entire goat cooked and on the side of the road, and you could just take a strip off of it if you want. So we just got to the Mua Caves. It's definitely less touristy than the last thing we just went to. Probably because it is a set of stairs that goes to the top of a mountain, and looks like there's something cool at the top, like a big temple or something. But there's definitely not as many people here. It's extremely hot, so that's probably a big part of it. All right, we just got to the summit. That was not easy. It was a long 500 steps. They were really steep and it's really hot. But you got this up here, an amazing view. That's where we were earlier today on the boats. See that little river lake thing going on? And definitely, if you're up here, this is something to check out in this area. Rachel just put the dress on even though she's ridiculously sweaty. And we got some of those IG pics. Dress is soaked just from that?
Yeah.
2 photos dress soaked. I think we'll chill. Head back down, and now I think
My mom insisted on ironing this when it came out of the wash.
Well, good, because then it will look better in photos. I think it's time for a beer, some Saigon beer. We gotta go all the way down and scooter back. Beer. Okay, so I definitely understand why there is not that many people here. This is unbelievably hot and brutal. I thought I sweat more than ever this morning, and I just doubled it. Yesterday we sweat a lot too. I think I'm gonna lose 20 pounds just in sweat on this trip.
Good.
My entire shirt is soaked. It's like I just jumped in a pool. We're almost down. Only 200 more. Good morning, guys. So we ran into some other travelers yesterday and they told us about this place called Brick Coffee just up the street from the little town we're in, and it's like perfect little coffee shop. We're in the upstairs. Downstairs he's making us some delicious Vietnamese coffee. Definitely can't go wrong there. They also have the egg coffee here, but I decided to do just a black Vietnamese coffee. Figured that would be tasty. So essentially, out in the distance there is the little town that we're in. So we just rode up the street here on the moped. Today is our final day here. We only did yesterday, and then today morning at noon, we're jumping on a plane and we're going to another part of Vietnam. So quick trip, but yeah, we got our beers last night. That was delicious. And coffee this morning. Gonna get some food, hang out in town. It's starting to rain, so it's probably a good thing that we're leaving because the weather is starting to turn. Guys, I think that is it for Tamcock. We are gonna pack up our stuff and get going. Last thing though, I want to show you this. This room was what, $16 a night? Something like $16 a night. It's a nice little bungalow right across the street from like all the stuff in Tamcock. See, there's a shower, which is the same area as the toilet. That's okay. We got 2 beds. All of our stuff is laid on one. There's the other. Simple but effective. It's a great spot to chill and be a home base for this area. Next we are headed to Hoi An. It's more of a beach area. We're gonna go rent motorbikes and explore and just do lots of stuff in Hoi An. One thing you gotta remember though is like a lot of these things that are like hidden gems of Vietnam or like really cool to see, just keep in mind if you see a lot of people talking about it, it's gonna probably be a lot of people there. What is going on? Today we are doing something awesome here in Hoi An. Check it out, it's water buffalo.
We're with Sam, we're with Eco Tours, Discover Eco Tours here. Where are we going today, Sam?
And later we can come in the fishing village. We have for the basketball and we have for the fishing crab, fishing net in the water, and some of the local food today, everyone.
It's gonna be a great day. And this is Luck.
This is Luck?
Love, yeah.
Luck really likes me. We're just hanging out with the water buffalo.
Follow him all the time.
Yeah. He likes
Look at
Jeven.
Yeah.
They're gonna show us one of these areas where the fishermen will stay when they're working the fish fields here. So they have these different ponds that are kind of like fish hatcheries and
put chemicals
whatnot.
So that there's more crab. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. They come in the home now. For the family. Yeah.
So that is a little hut where they stay at night and they fish because the fish come to the lights at night, so it's easier to fish. So we're gonna be getting in a kind of bowl-shaped boat. So these are traditional boats that are basically a bowl, and we're gonna be going down the river for the next hour in one of these boats. Just me and Rachel with fish. Nice hat. I need to wear a traditional hat.
Yeah. Well, Nai.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Jeven.
Jeven.
Yeah.
And Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like insane. I had no idea that it was like this out here. There's just boats playing music and just dancing, and it's kind of like a giant party on the river in these boats. Yeah, it's definitely not a traditional fishing area anymore. It is a Korean pop dance party. Wow, that was insane. So sometimes there could be up to 2,000 people out there. Okay. This little fishing village has definitely transformed into K-pop town. It was entertaining to see, I'll say that. Definitely you can see the impacts of a ton of tourism. It's just kind of changed the whole vibe, obviously. And that's basically all geared towards that now. Okay, so this is a Vietnamese pancake. So some turmeric powder, rice paper wrapped around it, and then you got a bunch of greens, and you put it inside, and you make yourself a little wrapped up. It's tasty. Traditionally, this was eaten in the rainy season because it's fried, so it's warmer.
Yeah, we will get.
All right, we just got to the center of Hoi An. Our tour guide took us here after we were done with the whole tour. My thoughts on that whole experience were not the best. It's just so touristy, and she was telling us that 3 years ago that little fishing village used to be like just fishermen, then just a few tourists would come in and they would like check it out. One tour company opened up, which led to another, which led to another, and within 3 years now they have thousands of people there per day. And it's not what it is anymore. It's not really a fishing village, it's a tourist destination for K-pop. And just in general, everything every part of this experience so far today, there's been like somebody asking for money. Everyone in general needed to be paid out. And then we had to pay for the tour on top of it, which was supposed to be $20. Ended up being $75, so we got ripped off. It was just kind of a mess, and now we're in downtown Hoi An. We're gonna do a little exploring, check it out. But it just seems like everywhere you go, someone's trying to get a buck off you, and it's just a really bad feeling when you're here traveling, trying to see a place, and it gets kind of overrun by the whole tourism industry where everyone is just trying to get money out of you. Alright, so we just got to the other side. Over there is the craziness. It's a little calmer over here. But this is definitely a spot that I feel like a few years ago, this would have been amazing. Yeah, not highly suggested now, just because it's solid people. Everyone's asking you to go on a boat ride. I mean, seriously hassling you every 10 steps, and everyone's trying to get photos. There's been like multiple drones just flying up and down this area. It's been crazy. It just feels like we're in Disneyland or something. I don't know, it's unfortunate to see places like this that I'm sure were so awesome a few years ago are just now completely overrun. It's been kind of the theme of this trip. I feel like all the places that we've been going, you have this idea of what it's gonna be, and then when you get there, it's just packed full of people, probably all expecting the same idea. Maybe not, but you know, we read from people's experiences of how awesome some of these places are, and they're cool to see, but it's just not what you expect. I think it's time for a selfie B-roll sequence because everyone has a selfie stick. So the last thing that we want to check out here in the Hoi An before we head back, Banh Mi Phuong, which is a place that Anthony Bourdain said is his favorite banh mi, was on an episode of the show. So we're definitely gonna check it out. We're gonna enjoy some delicious banh mi in Vietnam. Recommendations of Mr. Bourdain. All right, and across the street, they have a craft beer place where you can enjoy your delicious banh mi and get some craft beer. I must say, it is a very tasty banh mi.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. Highly suggest this. We're gonna enjoy these beers, enjoy this banh mi. Guys, what is going on? Xin chào. We are in Vietnam, and we are gonna go do a little exploring on our own today. No tour, no none of that. It's just us and a motorbike.
Do you know where we're going?
I have no idea. Can you tell us where we're going?
You never know where we're going. Son Tra Peninsula. We're gonna go see the fishing village. We're gonna go see the Lady Buddha. We're gonna go to Monkey Mountain, some lookout point.
Which there, I don't know if
Probably,
there's
hopefully by the time we'll be there by the sun going down and we can see the Dragon Bridge.
Ooh,
which it's
the sun just came out and we're actually at the Sunrise Premium Resort here in Hoi An. It's a cool resort. It's super laid back, super chill.
All inclusive.
It's a super awesome jumping out point to go on these adventures. I'll give you a little preview, but I think tomorrow we're gonna chill the entire day here, and I'll definitely show you guys around the whole resort because it's a pretty cool spot for sure. But we gotta get on this motorbike and we gotta get going. What is that?
I'll put the monies in, flip the monies over.
It's a foot belt.
Yeah.
And what's that hanging out to?
My Vogue mask.
For?
Pollution. In style.
whenever you're traveling to countries like this, you definitely got to consider, if you're going to ride a motorbike, to have a pollution mask, just because you're sitting in traffic, you're sitting behind buses, cars, other motorbikes, and it just makes a lot of sense to carry something like a VOG mask. All right, we just got to our first stop down here at the beach, the beginning of the fisherman village. There's all the fishing boats out there. You can actually see Lady Buddha out in the distance. That's where we're going. And we're gonna go up in these hills and go bike around there. It's definitely not sunny though, but it's not cold either. So this is really hot today. Not a bad place to stop and take some Instagram photos. Where are we?
Lady Buddha.
So this is apparently bigger than the Statue of Liberty, and it's the Buddha that looks over all the fishermen down there in the village, makes sure that they have successful journeys into the ocean, and they catch plenty of fish.
In their little boats.
In their little tiny round boats.
Successful journeys.
Which if you haven't seen,
right
go check out the vlog from yesterday, because that one shows you what the boats are like and how they're not supposed to be used.
Yeah, that.
All right, best part about Big Buddha right now, coconut. Delicious, fresh coconut. $1.50 for a coconut. Cannot beat that. She's already finished hers.
Sorry.
Okay, we just got to a giant tree. This is one of the things you're supposed to see in the area, is the great big tree. Town is way out there on the other side of the peninsula. Here's an Instagram photo in the works. Rachel got the dress on. Instagram tip, I probably already said this on one of the vlogs, but bring a dress with you wherever you go. Rock right there. And you're gonna turn towards the tree. Red, contrast with the green with the brown. Beautiful photo. Doing it for the gram, but there's so many mosquitoes. I am getting eaten alive. I think we're over the big tree. It was cool to see. It's great, no one here. Probably the first thing that we've done here in Vietnam that has had no people, except for, you know, the guys gambling right over there with the money that they make from the motorbikes that you park right over here. All right, so we just got back to Hoi An, and we're gonna have a little redo because last night it was so nuts here. We figured come a little earlier and there's gonna be less people, experience it more without being shoved left and right. So we got a couple banh mi's to start this journey off right.
Mango cake.
10,000. Thank you. Okay, so it's definitely much more manageable down here during the day. It's not like
that's what I thought.
insanity, people taking selfies everywhere. It is. They still are, but it's not as insane. But I just picked up a mango cake. I have no idea what a mango cake is. Someone was selling it on the street.
I'm gonna try that. Is there a mango in there? Uh-oh.
There's absolutely no mango in that. It's just like sticky rice and peanuts on the inside. That is not a mango cake. I'm pretty upset about that one, actually.
Peanut butter cake.
That's like a peanut cake.
But it's good.
Interesting. Not what I expected at all.
Well, you're allergic to nuts, so.
Would you like this? Because I'm allergic to nuts.
I don't.
You see all these ladies behind me? They have like the traditional hat on. They got the bar over their shoulder with the two kind of, it looks like a scale, you know, when they balance out the food and they're carrying like fruit on either side. Well, they're walking all around this town and it looks like they would be selling fruit, but they are not selling fruit. They're selling photos. So you can pay them to take a photo with you. Would you like a photo with the ladies with the fruits?
No.
What is up, guys? Good morning. Should you travel to Vietnam? The short answer is yes, this is a cool place to explore. But the long answer, well, let's talk about it. Let me explain some stuff about Vietnam and some things to consider before your trip here. But first, we gotta go get breakfast. We're staying at an awesome resort here in Hoi An. It's called the Sunrise Premium Resort. It's an all-inclusive. It's pretty amazing. It's a little bit away from all the action, but it's an awesome hotel. Huge breakfast every day. So we're gonna go enjoy that. You ready for breakfast?
But first, let me take a selfie.
What? Breakfast was delicious. I had some delicious pho. Pho is like one of the things you have to get when you're here in Vietnam, and that's one thing about this entire country. The food is incredible. Whether you're going to like the restaurants or you're just eating off the street, getting some delicious street foods, there's a lot of awesome food in this country. You can obviously get other things beyond the Vietnamese food, but highly suggest just eating Vietnamese while you're here. I've been doing it for the last like 10 days, only eating Vietnamese food, and I'm definitely not getting sick of it at all. So that is a big reason why you should come here, is delicious Vietnamese food. It's super fresh. They use all the local herbs and all that good stuff. Rachel really likes the fresh food.
Yes.
Yes. We're gonna walk around the hotel. We're gonna get some awesome photos of her in this red dress. Big travel tip for those of you who are photographers: bring a dress wherever you go, even if you're hiking, because it makes the photos so much better when you have a color like red. It really pops when you're taking photos. All right, so food, photography, there's awesome places to take photos, there's delicious food here. But one of the things that you gotta keep in mind is that this place has been discovered. It's not like you're gonna go to these different hidden gems of Vietnam and get, you know, a completely unique experience where it's just you in these environments. Say Halong Bay, Tam Coc, like these areas that you read about in blogs and that you read about on things like TripAdvisor. They look so serene, they look so amazing, but the reality is that they are discovered, so there's gonna be a lot of other people doing the same thing that you're doing. And it's something just to keep in mind. Don't go in expecting that you're gonna have this amazing experience where you're by yourself in Halong Bay. There's hundreds of boats out there in Halong Bay. And that's one of the things that we have noticed as we've been traveling through Vietnam, is that there's just a lot of tourists here. There's a lot of people. So when you go to all these different spots, you really have to keep that in mind. Just know when you go into it that it's probably gonna be busy. And the spots that are kind of off the beaten path, the spots that are harder to get to, are the ones where you're gonna be able to get an experience where it's not crowded with people. For example, climbing the steps in Tam Coc area, it's so hot and it's hard physically, so there's not as many people there, versus when you go to the rowboats in Tam Coc, it is just swarmed with people. Both are good experiences. I'm glad we did both of them, but it's just one of those things, if a tour bus can get there, it's gonna be a lot of people. There's definitely places in this country that I'm sure have not been discovered yet, but they're not easily accessible. So you're gonna have to rent a motorbike, you're gonna have to go off the beaten path. If you're reading blogs, you gotta look at the date, because there's been a huge boom within the last 3 years, especially in this area that we're at right now in Hoi An. And so 3 years ago, it was much quieter. You could go to the fishing village and it would just be a few people walking around. Now it's completely swarmed, it's completely changed. So wherever you're getting your information on where to go and what to see in this country, make sure you check the date. If it's a few years ago, expect there to be a difference and expect it to have a lot more people than now. If the blog is written like last week, then yeah, sure, that you could get a true understanding of what it's gonna be like. But keep that in mind. And also Instagram-wise, like check this photo out. What I'm not showing you in this photo is the people to the right of where this photo was taken. We stepped away, we got this cool photo, but there is a ton of people just standing over there taking selfies and all that good stuff. This is like, especially in Hoi An, is like the selfie capital. Time to take what?
A selfie.
It is getting really hot, so I think it's time to go in the pool. This is the adult pool here at the sunset. There's another big pool up there where we were originally taking photos. Down here you got like the pool bar, you got access to the beach. It's beautiful, look at that, the ocean's right there. But before we jump in the pool, we're gonna go check out the gym. So get a little workout in, you can lay by the pool and enjoy some beverages. Alright, so we just left the hotel, went to get another banh mi, delicious banh mi from a place in Hoi An. Cool spot to get delicious food, and that's one of the cool things about this resort is that you're close enough to Hoi An where you can go into town, go check things out, and the food is cheap. That's one thing about Vietnam is that it's very cheap. Your dollar goes a long way here in this country. So a banh mi is like $25,000 here, which is like less than $1. So it's pretty crazy how cheap things are in this country, and your money goes a long way. So you can travel, you can do a lot, you can stretch your trip and not have to worry about spending too much money. The resorts here aren't super expensive, the food is super cheap, and you get a lot for your dollar. So if we circle back to the beginning, should you go to Vietnam? Is it a place you should travel to? Definitely yes. It's cheap, people are friendly, it's safe here, it's beautiful, there's so much to see and do. The only downside would be that there has been a bigger tourism boom recently, and when you go to a lot of these spots, it's full of people. And in some of them, the culture's kind of disappearing, and it's just becoming a place for people to make money. And with that comes people trying to gouge money at you anywhere you go. But that's anywhere where people are traveling and there's tourism, you'll find that. So it's not something unique here, it's not something different, it's just something to watch out for. So if you're looking for a unique experience, get a motorbike, explore on your own. There's some really cool things you can do here in Vietnam. Alright guys, that is it. We had an awesome time here in Vietnam, and we're so glad we chose to come out here and check out this country. It's definitely a place to put on your bucket list. Alright guys, I will see you on the next one.